What's good, everybody, man? It's your boy, Mr. CDK Boxing. Listen, man, I can go away for 10 summers and still come back in the humble. I'm back, man. You know what I'm saying? I got my brother D Free on stage. We about to, man, let this thing go. Just know we back and we about to do it. How you doing this morning, my brother?
I'm good. I'm good. What's going on with you?
Man, life is good. I can't complain. God has blessed me. And I'm just happy about life, man, and in general, and everything going on in the world of boxing. Got so much to talk about, man. And I really don't know where to start, but I'm going to start with, you know what I'm saying, one of your hometown natives, somebody that, you know what I'm saying, very familiar with, somebody that I, you know what I'm saying, look at as has potential to be an all-time great. And I want great things from him, and I'm ready to see it. Jerron Boots Ennis. And Jerron Boots Ennis just announced his new fight, and I can't think of the guy's name. I believe. I mean, you talking earlier on the phone. You said his record is 14-1. Now I did hear Boots say that the guy's like 6 foot. He's a bigger, you know, he's much bigger than Boots in the ring. And Boots said this is his opportunity to prove to people that he don't have to be the bigger fighter to win. So with this whole situation of Boots and everything, how do you feel about this upcoming fight?
Well, first off, he's not from my hometown. I'm from DC. But
Oh, bro,
you
why do I
always
always
get
say that?
you
I
always get
always
it
say
mixed up.
that. My fault, man.
That's cool.
My
It's
fault.
cool. But I mean, I did live in Philly for a little while,
Yeah,
but with Jerome Boots Ennis, I think it's more of a case of uh, can he take the power? Shout out to my man Southern T. He said this earlier. Can Jerome Boots Ennis take the power at 54? Because this dude is considered a big puncher. Um, but the thing is, I think it has something to do with Eddie Hearn as well, because like I was telling you earlier when we was talking behind the scenes, they
yeah.
had offered Speedy Rashid Ellis 500,000, and initially Speedy Rashid Ellis said no, but then he turned around and came back and said, "Yeah, I'll go ahead and take the fight." And they said, "Well, it's too late now." And I think the reason they said that was because the guy Usman Lima, he's
Yeah.
ranked number 9 in two of the sanctioning bodies. I believe it's the IBF and the WBO, or might be the WBA. He's ranked number 9 in both those sanctioning bodies. And right now, Speedy Rashid Ellis is not ranked in any of the sanctioning bodies at 154. So I think it might have been a case of um, Usman took 250,000. They was offering Speedy Rashid Ellis 500,000. Yes, Speedy Rashid Ellis is a bigger name, but he's not ranked. And so you got a guy who took half the amount of money that Speedy Rashid Ellis was going to be offered, and he is actually ranked in two of the sanctioning bodies. So I think they said, you know what, we might get more for our buck with this guy than getting with Speedy Rashid Ellis. This guy is a career 154-pound fighter. He's ranked in two of the sanction bodies, and he's costing us less money. So we're going to go ahead and move forward with this fight. So I think that was more of the promotional company than it was Jerome Boots Ennis. Yeah, he had a small part to play with that because he could say, no, I want to take the Speedy Rashid Ellis fight. But at the same time, most of the time these fighters don't go against what the promoters say. If they say, "Nah, this we're going to make this fight here," most of the time they just go ahead and go with whatever the fight the promoter is going to make for them.
And I agree with you. The question I have for you, Free, you know, like we had a lot of boxers out there. We had Erson Lubin. We had even Keith Thurman, who's been out of the ring, but he's still a big name. Oh, you had Bachram. There's a lot of fights that people said that Boots could have took. And, you know, there's been a lot of backlash behind him not taking these fights. Do you think the backlash is warranted, or do you think it has more to do with Eddie Hearn?
I think it's a little bit of both. And what's going on, Jab Queen? I think it's a little bit of both. Yeah, it's wanted because people see the talent in Jerome Boots Ennis. They might say he hasn't fought anybody or whatever have you. They know what they see. Like a lot of people don't want to admit the talent in the individual because you wouldn't be calling for these fighters to fight better competition if you don't see the talent in them. So I think people see the talent in Jerome Boots Ennis, so they want him to fight tougher competition. But also, I think it has to do with the fact that he re-signed with Eddie Hearn as well. Because let's be honest, Eddie Hearn hasn't really giving him a big fight outside of the Stanionis fight. The Stanionis fight was a fight that PBC was willing to do. Um, but that was the only fight that Eddie Hearn gave him. So the Jerome Business had 3 fights under Eddie Hearn, and only one of them was a fight that PBC was willing to do. It wasn't so much Eddie Hearn. It was more so PBC was willing to do that fight because that's a PBC fighter. They could have said, no, we're not dealing with that. So um, outside of that fight, we got 2 fights with Kern. We got a fight with David Avanesia, and we got Stanionis. So I mean, he really hasn't produced the competition for Jerron Boots and is being signed under Eddie Hearn. So I think that's part of the backlash as well.
Yeah, I definitely think that's part of the backlash. And I want to see Jerron Boots in to do big things. But I keep telling people, man, Father Time's undefeated, and I say it all the time. And I love saying it. Jerron Boots is closer than 30 than he is 25. And I
Right.
think the problem is, like, he has a lot of people backing him. Even me, you know what I'm saying? I'm a big fan of Jerron Boots tennis. But I also have to say, if we're going to call for Tank, who has had big fights, to be fighting better competition, as people want to say, then we need to also call for Boots, like you're saying, because I know Boots has the talent. We can see it. It's there. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what
Right.
nobody says. I know what I'm looking at. You know what I'm saying? And I think
Mm-hmm.
Boots has all the talent in the world. And I just don't know what's going on. I don't know if Eddie Hearn was the right move. Hold on one second. Let me bring Jab Queen on stage. Miss Queen, how you doing, Jab Queen?
Salute, gentlemen. How y'all doing?
What's good? What's good?
I'm
What's
blessed and
good?
highly favored. I'm blessed and highly favored. I
I
can't
know
complain.
that's right. What's
You know
up,
what I'm
D Free?
saying?
Long time no speak. How you been?
I'm good. I'm good. What's going on with you?
I am good. I am good. Just out here in these streets, honey, listening to all this oats nonsense.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I rock with Boots Jab. You know what I'm saying? That's why I keep it 100. You know me, like you say, I'm always first. I call it out kid. I call it down the middle. And I'm a very big fan of Boots. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about a very big fan. One of my top 2 or 3 boxers in boxing right now is Jerron Boots Ennis. So, I don't want to feel like I'm biased. That's why I'm asking other people how they feel about it. Because I don't want to be the one throwing it out there when people know I'm a very big Boots fan. How do you feel about this whole situation, Jab? What do you think?
Well, I'm still like trying to unravel this tangle web because I like to go back to the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Before I just jump on what's currently happening, I like to look at what happened previously that led us to this point.
Yes.
It's just my way of making like an informed analysis of the situation. Um, I'm still, like I said, in the middle of it. But from what I can understand, there was some back and forth at 147. There was a fight offered on one side, then a fight offered on the other side. Obviously,
Right.
neither of them accepted the fight at the time the fight was offered. Now, I do have a little bit of a disdain. I won't say like hate, but I do have like a little bit of disdain for Eddie Hearn. So maybe that's where a lot of my, concern comes from because I just don't feel that Eddie Hearn is the best promoter for American boxers. Now, I know some people are in love with Eddie Hearn and they are on the Matchroom, bandwagon. I, however, am not. Eddie
Right.
Hearn makes a lot of mistakes when it comes to African American fighters, in my opinion. I know they say, he got him the Karen fight, he puts him on in his hometown. I mean, kudos. How hard is it to sell out in your own hometown? We need to see him go elsewhere and see if he's a draw elsewhere. That's how we will be able to tell his star power, in my opinion. Now,
Mm.
as far as this whole Virgil Ortiz thing, Eddie has said several things that just simply don't make any sense. However, between him and Oscar, who knows? Let's play who's the biggest liar. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it really
For real.
just, it's just the point of me. I'm still unraveling, like I said, the little intricate pieces and watching snippets of who said what when, but it's trying to put it all together from what I understand. To sum it all up, it appears to me that Eddie and Oscar are having a penis swinging contest. That's what it appears to
Yep.
be on the surface. As I
Yep.
dig a little deeper, who knows? But I think that Boots definitely needs to be a little more vocal because this is his career that they are playing with at the end of the
Mm.
day, So.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let me ask both of y'all this question. If it's your career, like you just said, Jack Queen, and I've been thinking the same thing behind the scenes, when do you step forward and say, listen, enough is enough? Eddie, people are downplaying who I am. people are downplaying what I'm able to do in that ring, and I got something to prove. Like, when do y'all feel like it's time for Boots to step up and take control of his career? How do y'all feel about what he needs to do, his next move?
I think it's definitely time right now to take
Yeah.
over his career because, like I said earlier to you, the man has over 30 fights. There's you cannot now decide to move up to 54 and still fight the level of competition you was fighting at 47. It's time for you to fight better fights. That's the whole purpose. Well, that's one of the purpose of you moving up to 54 outside of you outgrew the weight class. But when you was at 47, you was saying nobody was giving you fights. So now that there are better fights to be made at 54, you got to step in the ring with those better fights. Now, I'm not saying that he's not trying to. I'm not saying that he's not trying to. He said he wanted to tune up, and when he got to 54, okay, that's fine. But after this fight, we need to see you in there with better competition because you're pushing 30 and you got over 30 fights, and that's with a guy that got over 30 fights. At some point, you got to say, okay, when does the competition get stiffer? Now, if you fighting all of the best guys and it's still looking easy for you, then we could say, okay, he's just a phenomenal talent. But if you're fighting C level opponents or D level opponents, and we're saying, hey, there's some other names that you could be fighting instead of fighting these guys, at some point you got to get in there with those other guys. Whether you got to take the small amount of the purse or you gotta say, you know what, we want to split it 50-50. At some point you gotta test yourself because the only person that needs to prove anything is yourself. You got to prove it to yourself that you're willing, that you're able to fight with these level of a competition because you can say it all you want to, but if the people ain't saying it, the people ain't gonna believe it.
Mm. Yep. What do you think, Jab?
Um, I can understand where D Free is coming from. However, I want us to look at how many of the champions are actually available for him to fight right now.
Yeah.
I know that Madrimov had an injury. Boachuk, if I'm not mistaken, he's busy at the time. The offer, like you said, D Free to Ellis. I mean, I don't know if it was just a thrown out offer, 250K. I mean, Eddie's being cheap in any regard. That's just all there is
Yeah.
to it. But at the end of the day, you want him to fight a 154 pounder because that is where he is moving to 154 pounds. We can't make these people get in the ring with him. But as far as your question, when do we think that it's time for him to start speaking? Well, I thought the time for him to start speaking was before when they were calling him a duck for ducking Virgil Ortiz, when the
Yeah.
offer was made to him to fight Virgil Ortiz at 154 and he was still at 147. So I thought that was more or less the time for him to kind of assert himself. I mean, you have a team for a reason. Obviously, you have a publicist, you have a promoter, you have all these people that are supposed to represent you on the forefront. But if things ain't working out and there's wires getting crossed, then yes, I do absolutely believe that is step into the light, Carol Ann. You know what I'm saying? And let us know what's really going on when it comes to your career. But I don't know what Eddie has going on. I think that they definitely need to have a clear conversation because Eddie, like I said, says a lot of things that I feel he should not be saying as far as a promoter. Some conversations you have with your fighters should stay between you and your fighters. So I'm not really sure what he has going on in that regard, but I do think that Boots needs to fight tougher competition. But this is his first fight at 154, so I'm not going to get my panties in a bunch. I'm not going to hang
Yeah.
him on the cross just yet. I
Yeah.
would like to see what he does moving forward. Let's get him an acclimation fight at 154 to see how he fares moving forward. Now, if after this he continues to fight Joe Blow and I don't know how, then I'm on his ass. But until
Yeah.
Right.
then,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Until then, I'm going to let him breathe. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
I'm going to give him an opportunity to get in 154, get his feet wet, see how he likes with the weight, see how his punch resistance is. I'm going to give him a minute, you know what I'm saying, to get his shit together. Now, as far as this whole Boots and Virgil Ortiz situation goes, I understand why people are saying they're calling for this fight, but let's be real. Virgil Ortiz is still, what, an interim champ or something like that?
Yeah.
I
He's
don't
not a
consider
champion.
him no, okay, that's right. He was elevated to full champ. But I still don't consider
No,
him
he's.
no big
I'm
bad
sorry, Jab
boogeyman.
Queen. Was he elevated? I said he's not a champion. Did he get elevated?
No, he's not. He's not a champion. He's an
He's not a
interim
champion.
champion.
He's not a
He's an
champion.
Right.
That's what
He's
I'm
interim.
not.
That's what
saying.
I thought. He's an interim. So I
Yeah.
mean, if he's going for titles and everybody's like, "Oh, you should be fighting the guys," but say, "Well, he ain't really got no big ass title like that. Nobody should be sweating." You know what I'm saying? And I get it. This is a good fight for sure, but let's see how this manifests. I don't think that Virgil Ortiz will be his final test or the biggest test of his career, especially since Belichick didn't he drop Virgil Ortiz twice in a damn fight. You know
Yep.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm not gonna denigrate the man just yet. But Eddie Hearn, now I see him. I don't know how my foot might hit the gas a little bit if I see him in the street. But
Right.
outside of that, I'm gonna give him a minute. I'm gonna see what he does moving forward. He is at a new weight division. Shit, Devin Haney took a goddamn middle interim fight before fully moving up to 147 to challenge the champion. So I think at the very least we can give Boots a lower opposition at an actual weight class instead of creating his own to fight in. I mean, I think it's only fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean.
You know what
I
I
mean.
and did, I'm sorry, Fred. I was gonna tell you this right quick, and then I'm gonna
Go
let you
ahead.
rock and roll. What I was gonna say was, yeah, Queen. I think what happens is just for me over the years of watching boxing for 40 plus years, I think like you see those guys, they move up right, and there's a trick and a method to moving up. Like we know, like boxers know who's good, who's great, and who's just mediocre, and who's a gatekeeper. But when you're grabbing these guys, you still have to grab a name that people can be familiar with. See, we don't know the guy he's fighting. This guy could actually be a good fighter. We don't know. But like say with Devin Haney, what Devin Haney has been good at, Bill Haney's been great at making you think that fighters they were fighting were worthy of getting in the ring with them. And I think what I want Boots to do, like,
Absolutely.
you see what I'm saying? Like if you going up and you're gonna fight somebody, even if it's somebody that we feel you could beat, still get them in there and let them have a name because it brings in the fans that really don't watch boxing, but people know a Keith Thurman or Erickson Lubin. Maybe there are fighters that names that you could take off the table and say, "Well, I'm gonna get in the ring with this guy. I believe I can watch him or whatever it may be, but let me take him because he has a little, people. He got a little following." So I think that's what's going on with Boots. People are not giving him any credit whatsoever because they feel like that he's grabbing guys nobody's never heard of. I think everybody knows the talent is there. It's just the opponents he's picking. And definitely Eddie Hearn is to be blamed for all this mess on one side of it. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to
Right.
you offering people $250,000, $500,000, you don't want to pay nobody. You keep sending Boots out here to Philadelphia. You're packing out the arena. You're making more money than the fighters, the actual fighters that Boots is fighting every time. Eddie Hearn is making sure his pockets get fat. And Boots' name is going down the drain while Eddie
And
Hearn keeps on stuffing his pockets.
and
Yeah.
didn't Boots have to come off of some of his purse for Karen the second time or the first time, whatever that was,
One
after
of
it
them,
already was the
No, it was
purse
for the
bid?
Stanionis fight.
okay,
Okay,
yeah,
for
it
the
was
standing
standing
on
out.
this fight, but I know the Boots fight didn't that shit go to purse bid or almost went to purse bid because of Eddie?
No, it went. The second Kern fight went to purse bid. Actually, Kern team won that fight. They won that purse
Yeah,
bid.
Oh, Khan. Okay, okay. I thought it was
Yeah, yeah. Kern
Chukwunazi or
they
whatever the hell.
because Kern was the mandatory. They was trying to. That's when they was trying to get the Brian Norman so they wouldn't have to fight the mandatory, and they were going to fight Brian Norman instead. But that fight didn't go through, and so he ended up having to fight Kern. But Kern team had actually won the purse bid.
yeah, they did win the
Oh,
purse bid, and that's crazy. And Eddie looked so bad that he had to come back and go behind the scenes and make Kern an offer to actually, come to Philadelphia because Boots was gonna have to go where was it, Germany somewhere free?
Yeah, yeah.
but
They
see,
was
that's
going.
Yeah,
my thing too. Like, and I get packing out the arena in Philly. Like, we get it. You are a household star, and this was actually in Atlantic City, so I understand that, right? Like, you're building him organically, but we need to see what his market value is outside of the tri-state area. That is how you
yeah,
will know if you are really a star. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Javante can sell anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Las
yeah,
Vegas,
yeah.
anywhere. He goes anywhere. He's a star because that's just who he is. That's how he was built. Not to say that Eddie is doing a horrible job with Boots. I just feel like maybe he got his hands everywhere. And I still say that he put Conor Ben in the protection program because there's no way in hell that both of them was at 147 and they never fought.
Yeah,
yeah.
That should
I
have been the
know. I
easiest
think
fight
that
to
I
make.
agree with you. I kind
Uh,
of feel like it too. What do you think, Free, about that?
well, I think it was more money for Eddie Hearn to get Conor Ben to fight Chris Eubank. So he wasn't worried about the Jerron Boots Ennis. He was like, okay, I could still get money from Jerron Boots Ennis and get a nice purse from get a nice purse from Jerron Boots Ennis because he's fighting these guys over here. But I'm getting a big purse from Conor Ben because he's fighting Chris Eubanks in the UK. So that was a bigger money fight for Conor Ben and Eddie Hearn by him fighting Eubank because both of those guys are from the UK. So you got two UK fighters fighting against each other, and their fathers had history, and so it was a big money fight for that fight. So I think that was the main reason why Conor Ben didn't get the Jerron Boots in his fight when Jerron signed to Eddie Hearn.
But that wasn't that happened after he had already tried to make the Barrios and Conor Ben fight. Remember that? So I mean, either way, you tried to give Conor Ben the Barrios fight when you should have been offering that to Boots because Boots wanted to unify and become undisputed at 147. But instead, you tried to offer that fight to Conor Ben. Now, all of that you just said came after that did happen, but it came after he tried to offer the fight to Mario Barrios.
No, but he tried to get the Boots fight for Mario Barrios too. They offered $2 million, and Mario Barrios said that wasn't enough money.
I thought they offered that fight to Conor Ben.
No, it was Jerron Boots Ennis. It was Jerron.
He's talking about Jab. He's talking about they offered Mario Barrios $2 million to fight Boots, and they said it wasn't enough.
Before he fought Kern the second time, the first thing he did, he sent the offer. Okay. He sent the offer to Mario Barrio for $2 million. They said it wasn't enough. He sent the offer for $2 million to Stanionis. They said it wasn't enough. And then that's when the whole Brian Norman came out, and they offered Brian Norman. The last offer for Brian Norman was 1.7, and they said it wasn't
that's
enough.
why he was like, "Why did you offer us less than you offered?" Okay.
Right? Yeah.
See what I'm saying? It's all mumbo jumbo, But okay,
it definitely is. It definitely a bunch of mumbo jumbo and. You know, like I said, I'm happy for Boots. I just want to see bigger fights out of him. There are so many names at 54, and I look at it like this, man. I look at the legacy aspect.
54 is stacked for sure.
Yes, it is. Boots can run. If Boots, listen, you can go to the Hall of Fame just by running through 54 right now. He can get you in the Hall of Fame.
I mean, truthfully speaking, if Jerron Boots Ennis can be the same Jerron Boots Ennis that he was at 47. He could pretty much run through this division. I don't see anybody in the division outside of maybe Jermell Charlo. He come back and he's on top of his game. Maybe Jermell Charlo. Maybe if Bud comes back down to that weight class.
Boot ain't coming back down.
I don't think he is. I don't think he is either. But
he ain't.
If he comes back down and Jermell comes back and Jermell still looks like the Jermell that won the undisputed title, those are the only two guys that I see that really give Jerron Boots Ennis a problem that he's never faced before. Everybody else is pretty much a come forward fighter, or they don't box very well because Frendora, he doesn't box very well. He got long arms or whatever, but he doesn't box very well. Virgil, he's a come forward fighter. Yes, he has decent skills. He's very good at what he does, but he's a come forward fighter. Jerron can box around him. He could switch up southpaw or orthodox and box around him. Same thing with Bocktrom. Same thing with Magnumov. He can box through these guys and not have to worry about knocking everybody out. Just outbox them. He can walk through the division, but these guys does pose a problem as well because they are bigger guys, so they might have that power that he didn't feel at 47 that he feels now at 54. So there is that, and that's one of the reasons why people want to see him in there with these other guys because they do pose that different problem that he didn't have at 47 because just about everybody at 54 punches. Just about everybody, anybody you name in the top of the division of 54, just about all of them can punch. It's not one single person at 54 is not a puncher.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I'm gonna say this to the punch part of that, D-Free. The one thing that I truly believe, and I believe this wholeheartedly, and I could be wrong, I think Jerron Ennis might have one of those generational type of chin straps or chins. I think he could possibly have a Marvin Hagler or Canelo Alvarez type chin. Just for me observing him at 47, I could be wrong, but I think he's gonna be able to take a punch. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see, like you said, we don't know yet.
See, the
But
thing
once
with
we find out, go ahead. What you say, Free?
no, the thing with Jerron Ennis, like a lot of people say, oh, Jerron Ennis got punched, and he got punched in this fight, he got punched in that fight. If you go back and watch the fight, he actually rolls with a lot of those punches.
He does.
It's very seldom he get hit with a clean shot. And usually when he get hit with a clean shot, it's like on the top of his head or in the body. It's not right on the chin. He very seldom get hit with a clean shot on the chin. And then it happened 1 or 2 times in his in the Stanionis fight, and that was because he realized Stanionis didn't have any power, and so he was just walking through Stanionis. But everybody else that hit him with a shot, a lot of those times he's rolling with that shot. Like you'll see his head turn because he's rolling with the shot. It's not so much they turning his head; he's rolling with it. So it takes some of the steam off of it. So, I mean, I believe he does have a chin. How strong is it? I don't know. Because he very seldom get hit with a clean shot.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I just don't feel like moving to 154, like you said, is going to be a problem. But things are yet to be seen. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, they punching up there. So we're going to see just how good that chin really is. If, in fact, he gets hit like a lot of people says he does. But I feel like he should do fairly well at that division. I'm not really sure. I gotta really sit down and think who's gonna give him the most issues, but I don't really think that by any stretch of the imagination he's ducking a Virgil Ortiz. I believe that there are some things said in public that just have not worked out privately, and Eddie Hearn trying to put public pressure on people, you know, and it's not working out in his favor. Virgil Ortiz's team don't seem to be playing with Eddie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
have you heard the latest? Have you heard the latest?
The latest that I heard was that the offer was fake news.
No. This is the latest. This just came out. When they made this fight for October 11th, Eddie Hearn came out and said Jerron Boots Ennis signed his portion of the agreement to fight Virgil Ortiz in the beginning of 2026. But Virgil Ortiz said, no, ain't nobody forcing us to fight anybody. Well, his father said it. I ain't gonna say Virgil said it.
I thought his manager Rick said that. I know Rick has been active on X talking a lot, and that's what I was talking about. They said it's fake news. Okay, so that must have came after them saying that it's fake news. I did see that, D-Free. I did see that. I saw that this morning,
that was actually his father. He did a interview with Boxing Scene, I believe. It was where they had the interview up on Boxing Scene. I don't know if he did it with them or not, but they had it up on Boxing Scene, and his father was like, "No, ain't nobody going to force us to fight anybody." And they're like, "We already. They offered us to fight 3 times, and he pulled out 3 times." I'm like, first of all, they didn't offer you to fight 3 times. They offered you to fight twice. They offered you to fight when he was at 47, you was at 54, and then they offered you to fight just recently. Where was the 3rd time at? Because I don't even remember twice that they offered you to fight.
Well, and that's the whole thing. One was offered on one side, and then one was offered on the other. So, from what I was watching something earlier, and it was where I think it was they offered him the fight, but Virgil he couldn't do it because he had that hand injury, and he was forced to move up because he was dehydrating the hell out of himself. So he moved up to 154, and then they kind of reached back and offered him the fight. Well, no, Eddie reached out and offered them the fight at 147, but at that time they offered him the fight. Although he moved up to 154, he hadn't had a fight yet, had he?
I'm not sure because I think the first fight he had was Boachek. If I'm not mistaken,
The first fight that Virgil Ortiz had when he moved up to 154 was some nigga named I just wrote that down. Hold on a second.
That dude he fought at 156. I know who you're talking about.
How you doing, Mr. Moore? Mr. Shelton?
Mr. Shelton,
What's up with y'all?
How you doing, my good brother? You doing
What's
okay?
up with you, damn queen? You better have my money, girl, on September 14th. I know that.
He did have a fight before Boachek because
you better have my money on September 14th. I know that.
Man, after Canelo knocked Bud out, I better not have to come looking for you, man.
Hey man, y'all crazy.
But Jam Queen's talking about D-Free, that Spanish guy that Virgil fought. He knocked him out in like 45 seconds.
Okay.
He didn't make weight. Yeah, he was like 156 or something like that. He didn't make weight.
What was his name, man? I cannot think of his name.
I can't, the dude was insignificant.
Oh God.
He was insignificant.
Frederick Lawson. Wasn't that
Yeah,
Freddie
him?
Lowe.
yeah. Who the hell is that? Yeah, who the hell is that?
Nobody.
So yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So yeah, that's the
he
guy.
had 31 wins and 6 losses already on his record before he even fought Virgil Ortiz. So that's that.
Yeah,
Where'd
yeah.
Shelty Free go?
He'll be right back. If he jumped off, he'll jump back in. He
Okay.
ain't gone far. He ain't gone far. Something probably that
Okay.
happening. But let me ask y'all this.
Okay.
I want to throw this out there. I gotta put this out there right quick. I can hear you. I can hear you. Hold on. There go D3 right there coming back now. He's right back. There you go.
Okay.
All right. Let me say this right here. And I think that, okay, one thing about me, man, if you gonna cover somebody when they got a situation going on that ain't right or you think ain't right, give that person the same coverage when you find out that the charges have been dropped or whatever, you know. And you, like I said, I keep everything fair. And we spoke about Tank, you know, not being able to have his fights or whatever, or doing whatever he done, whatever the reason may be, and he was charged with something. But I noticed that it's kind of hush hush. I haven't seen the same type of trying to figure out what word I want to use.
Energy.
I haven't seen the same type of energy coverage or whatever you want to say behind the charge being dropped. And being for somebody that's been in prison and done a lot of time, I just feel like, man, get that man the same coverage. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not messing with him with them. Yeah.
Let me say this right there to that point. Me, personally, this is just for me.
Right.
I think it's kind of weird, and I get it from a content creator space. I get it. But I still think it's kind of weird when you're supposed to be talking about a man's boxing career inside the ring, that you're going all to his personal life outside the ring.
I say it all the time. I agree. I
don't have nothing to do with that man's personal life. I don't know that man. He's not beating on my cousin or my niece or whatever he's doing. That's not my business. My concern with Tank is as a fighter, and it ends there. In the ring, what he does in the ring, it ends there. I don't care what he does in personal life. That's just me.
I've said that.
But some people, I guess, are super invested, and they love him so much that they want to. I can't fall into that because I'm not attached like that to any of these dudes. Because I thought when I was a kid, I thought when Muhammad Ali retired, boxing was dead. It didn't die. Then Ray Leonard, Hearn, Tiger retired. It didn't die. So I know once Terrence is gone and Errol and all these dudes is gone, we're gonna latch on to somebody that's gonna be another guy. I'm not emotionally attached to any of these dudes.
I agree with you on that 100%. And the reason I said what I said is because of this. You always see the negative aspect of something, but you never get no positive or nothing. And it's always like people will run you in the mud and run your name in the mud. But once something changed, they never have nothing to say about it. Them same people ain't gonna come back and say, "Oh, hold on, let me change up what happened." That's what I got a problem with. I try to stick to boxing. I just hate the fact that people are not able to do that. Like, they hate you so much or they love you so much one way or another that you're never gonna get the truth.
Or tell him free, they'll move the goalposts. That's what they'll do.
Yeah.
They do.
Put that joint in their back pocket and walk off with it.
I stay away from that whole topic altogether. I said, I reported that he was cleared of the charges, just like I ain't going on Devin and his charges. I didn't go on Tank and his charges. Like Shelton said, it ain't got a damn thing to do with boxing. It affected his fight. I addressed that and I kept it moving. What these men do when they not fighting, I really don't give a good goddamn.
And that's how I feel, Jab. I agree with you 100%. And that's what made me mad. I got to looking and stuff. I didn't even know. I seen one post on it. So it kind of made me feel like, dang, for real. I seen a million posts when the man was charged. So I just be thinking like that, like, man, this just tell you how the world work and how people move and how they really feel about you and they want to work for you.
I said the same thing earlier when we was on Crush Channel. I like when he got charged with this, everybody was talking all about him being charged, whatever. But when it came to him building up his neighborhood, I saw them they talked about that for like 2 days and that was it. I'm like, y'all focus on the negative, don't never focus on the good.
Yeah.
And that goes with all fighters, not just Tank Davis, but that goes with all fighters. That focus on the negative, but don't nobody ever focus on the good that these people do.
Yeah.
Man.
And I feel the same way. I feel like often too many times people get consumed in these boxers and you can tell whose channel is geared towards a specific boxer. And it's like, what are
Yeah.
you going to do when and if they lose? Or what are you going to do when they retire? Because it's like, to me, you're not covering the sport of boxing. You're just a man fan covering it. You know what I'm saying? You're a fan
Yeah.
of the man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
the sport in general. Like, I'm a huge Gervonta Tank Davis fan, but looking at my page, you wouldn't know it because I cover everybody. I cover
That's how you
all
got to do it.
aspects of the sport. So if something
And
happens, I can pivot and you won't even know that there's been a pivot because I cover literally everything. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I just don't
yeah,
understand some
I
people
love that
and what
too.
they
I
got
love
going
that.
on.
And that's why I said my two favorite fighters retired years ago, and that was Roy Jones and Sugar Ray Leonard. I haven't had a favorite
Oh,
fighter since
Roy
then.
is my favorite fighter too. I love me
Yeah.
some Roy Jones Jr.
I,
I
I haven't I,
cannot.
I haven't had a favorite fighter since then.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I like all of these fighters for their own
Mm-hmm.
particular reason
Yep.
inside the ring. I mean, I see the goofy stuff that T.O. do outside the ring, and I criticize him for that. But I also know how good T.O. can be when he's on his A game. And the
Yeah.
same thing with everybody else. Like Devin
Yeah.
Haney, I know
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
good Devin Haney can be when he's on his A game. I know how good Tank can be when he's on his A game. So it's
Mm-hmm.
Shakur the same way. All these guys have flaws that they do outside the ring, but they also have a lot of good that they do inside the
Yeah.
ring as well. So instead of me focusing on all of the stuff that they do bad, I'm talking about the boxing. I support the sport. I
Mm-hmm.
don't support
Yep.
the
Yep.
fighter. I support
Yeah.
the sport.
Yeah, and I'm like that too. I think
That's
just
it.
like my weight class, I have specific fighters that I support, and that goes back to me just liking a certain type of style of fighting. I think that's why I gravitate to the ones that I gravitate towards. But they can get it too. You know what I'm saying? I do no
Yeah.
protection programs for no
Yeah.
young men. You know what I'm saying? Like the grown men at
Hey,
the end of the day, and
you
if you
right.
fuck it up, I'm on your
But
ass.
but if you ever been to a barber shop, that's how it is. You got
Yeah.
fighters that you like, and we're gonna talk about the fighters that we like. But we also gonna point out, well, man, you fighting these dudes that really ain't on your level. You ain't really
Yeah,
Yeah.
challenging yourself. That's the
and that's
type of
being
stuff we should
honest,
be
Mr.
talking about.
Shelton. Yep, and that's
Hey,
just
Mr.
being
Yeah,
Shelton,
honest
just
and
and I'm
being
gonna talk
straight
about
up.
this. On the 13th, I'll be arriving in Vegas. I'll be arriving in
oh, I'll
Vegas
be
on the
there.
13th.
Okay, CDK.
Okay,
I'll be
Okay.
there
okay,
as
Mr.
well.
Shelton, we gotta get. Hey, Mr. Shelton, we gotta get together then. I'm about to give
Yeah,
you
I'm
my
gonna get.
number.
I'm gonna
So
give you my number. I'm gonna put my
Oh,
number
you
in the
know what,
private chat.
CDK? That's amazing because at the Canelo knockout Crawford, you can make sure Mr. Shelton cash at me my damn money.
okay.
You know the first person I'm gonna call. The first person we gonna call, we gonna make sure you live, and we gonna call
I'm gonna
you
make sure.
so I can say
Listen,
Okay.
don't
I
matter to
told
me.
you
I
so.
make sure I give one of y'all my number before that night, so
All
Mr.
right.
Shelton can
Hey,
call me
well,
and
y'all
tell me how
crazy.
bad
But
it was in person.
let me ask
I
y'all a question
told
though.
you so.
I want a
Right.
real
Go ahead.
breakdown from everybody of
I
why
want
you
my $10.
think.
I ain't playing with you.
Starting with you, Mr. Shelton. I want to break down
What's that?
because we close to the fight now. Let me get a breakdown from everybody on your reasons and who you picking and why you think they're gonna win.
Oh, like what I think the reason I think Crawford is gonna win is because he has the reach advantage.
Child,
Mm.
please.
Crawford is the faster fighter, and Crawford has better footwork. He's a better boxer than Canelo. Period. The only question I have is, can he deal with Canelo's power? But if he
Yeah.
can, this fight's not going to be close.
Mm.
Canelo's only saving grace is that he's been up there at the higher weight divisions, 68 and 75, and he's shown power in both divisions. So you got to respect that. But if Bud can nullify that power, which I think he can, because the one thing Bud has that most Canelo previous opponents don't have is a lot of experience. He's way more experienced than anybody Canelo's ever fought, except for Floyd. So, and I say that because, and this is just my opinion, you can correct me if you guys think I'm wrong.
No,
When you come up through the divisions from 35 to 40 to 47, we ain't even gonna count 54 because there's one fight, to 68,
right.
you've seen any kind of style that they have in boxing. You fought tall guys, short guys, fat guys, fast guys, slim guys, slow guys. You fought everybody. You've seen everything. So there's nothing that's going to happen in that ring that's going to surprise Crawford. He's seen it before.
Yeah.
See, that's the biggest crux for me. Crawford has fought a whole lot of Canelos, bigger, stronger guys. Canelo's never fought a Crawford.
Free.
When you
What
say
about
he's
you, Free?
never fought,
Oh, Jab.
hold on. I'm sorry, I have a
Go
question.
ahead,
When you
Jab. Go
say
ahead, Jab. Go ahead, Jab.
he's never fought a Crawford, in which way? What do you mean by that?
He's never fought anybody with Crawford's reach, skill, and power. He fought somebody who had more reach than him and skill than Floyd, because Floyd had longer reach than him as well. But he's never fought anybody with the power that Crawford has.
What about Mr. Sheldon? Let me ask you this.
That's some delirious
I
stuff.
think Demetrius. This is my personal opinion. I think Demetrius Bivol has the best footwork in boxing. I think Canelo seen great footwork. Now he also has a long reach. Bivol does. But when you say like when you come to power, you know we have Triple G. I think Triple G is probably the hardest puncher that he's faced or will ever face by the time he retired. Canelo has a cast iron chin. The problem I have with this fight is this: I'm going for Bud because he looked like me. I don't tell you no lie. But if I'm giving an honest assessment and breakdown,
that's cool. I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect that.
You know what I'm saying?
I respect it.
I'm keeping it real. But if I have to give an honest assessment and breakdown, I'm gonna be real. What I'm scared of is this: when you move from 147 basically to 168, your legs get heavier. How do you look when you have to go a real 12 rounds if you're not able to take those big shots and you have to really get on your bicycle and move around? How does Crawford look? That's the only question and concern I have. Crawford is the better
That's the only
boxer
question
in
I
my
have.
opinion.
Can he take the power? The movement, all that. I'm not worried about the. I'm not worried about the movement. I'm not worried about the movement with the side because he had a whole year to put the weight on. So I'm not tripping on that. It's can he take the power? That's the only question I have. Go ahead, Jab Queen.
No, I was going to say it's not just that. I mean, you said that he's had a whole year to put that weight on, which may or may not be true. However, he hasn't been moving around with it for 36 minutes at a high-paced rate, trying to jab and move punches. I mean, I get it. I've seen the videos of him sparring as well. You know what I'm saying? But it's a completely different when he's in an actual fight. I don't think that the only thing that Canelo has is power. Canelo has pretty good hand movements. He does pretty good combinations when he wants to.
Yeah.
I think that Canelo is taking this fight extremely serious. So I'm not really sure. I could be 100% wrong, and for you and your $10 sake, I better be. But overall, I just don't think so, man. I just really just don't think
$10. I heard that. All right.
So my whole question is I have my whole question about this fight is basically two questions. I basically have two questions. Who's more hungrier? Is Bud more hungrier to beat Canelo, or is Canelo more hungrier not to lose to Bud? And the second question I have is, does Father Time shows up for Bud in this fight? Because Bud is the older guy. He's the older guy in this fight. So does Father Time shows up for Bud in this fight? So those are the questions that I have. I think both of those guys are very well experienced. Canelo's got over 60 fights. He's been in there with some of the biggest names in this era and of the old era. And he's been in there with some of the biggest punchers as well. And Bud has been in there with some good guys as well. I ain't gonna say he's been in there with the best. He's been in there with the best at 47, but far as the rest of the divisions, he only had one fight at 54. So I can't count 54. But I'm not gonna say. I think their experience cancel each other out. I think I would favor a little more to Canelo because of the level of guys that he fought. I would favor a little more to Canelo, but I don't think Bud is inexperienced at all. I don't think he's inexperienced.
Hey, y'all know what I heard, Free? Y'all know what I once heard? And I heard this from a fighter. They said the bright lights takes away a little bit of oxygen. It affects a lot of things you do in the ring. And I don't think people are really looking at this and taking this into account. But Bud's been under the bright lights, but they've never been this bright. This is a different stage. Like when you're fighting a Floyd, Canelo, or even going back to Ali, you know what I'm saying? The great one. It's a different level. The lights look a little different. They're a little bit brighter. Everything moves a little faster. The question I have is, how does Bud get in there in the first, I think the first 4 or 5 rounds for Bud's going to determine a whole lot in this fight. I think he has to get ahead on the scorecard. I think he has to put the pressure on Canelo, get ahead. It's gonna be times he's gonna have to get in there and box a little bit. It can't be a match where it definitely ain't gonna be no William Skull fight because that ain't Bud Crawford. He's not gonna move like that. He's gonna fight you. But I think he needs to get ahead, and I think he needs to keep the pressure on all fight. He has to make it look good and make it look convincingly and sound to get that victory. That's just how I see it playing out.
Yeah, I don't think.
Now let me ask this. Let me ask everybody here this. Let me ask everybody here this. Are these lights brighter than the arrow lights?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think so?
Definitely.
I think.
Definitely.
I think.
I'm gonna say 2 times brighter.
I think it will be because
I don't think
Canelo.
so.
Canelo.
You're talking. Hey, you gotta think about this, Mr. Chap. We talking about Canelo Alvarez.
No,
now,
I was about to say Canelo Alvarez is a bigger star than Earl and Bud combined. He's a bigger star than both of them. So I would.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
So
that's why the lights are brighter.
That's why I think the
just for me is this. Now tell me if I'm wrong. I want y'all to stop me. Now I want y'all to stop me if I'm wrong. Now tell me if I'm wrong. You're right. He's a bigger star than both of them dudes put together. I get that. But ain't nobody been waiting for this fight for 5 years and talking about it every day.
But you know why the lights are brighter,
Mr. Shelton, stop it.
We talked to the Jab Queen. You wasn't on the stage then. I'm telling you, for 5 years, we talked about that fight every fucking day.
I said, Mr. Sheldon, the lights are brighter because the opponent light is brighter. This is that fight for. Okay, listen. I truly believe the Bud in his heart of hearts knew without a doubt he was gonna go in there and dismantle Earl Spence. I ain't saying that he ain't confident, but he knows what he's up against in this fight. Like, this is a different type of animal you're getting in there with. This ain't the cub. This is the lion. This is the king of the jungle. You know what I'm saying? In so many words.
Well, see, I told you could ask D Free. I told D Free for 3 years that Bud was gonna beat the shit out of Earl. He just wouldn't listen to me.
Yeah, I heard you say it before the fight. I remember you saying.
Yeah,
but and now, Mr. Sheldon, it's different. What'd you say?
Now I was gonna say. Now I'm rooting for Bud to win this fight. This is probably the only fight that I've rooted for Bud. Any other fight I was just watching it just to watch it. I think this is the only the Earl fight I rooted for Earl. Any other fight that Bud fought, I just watched it. I didn't root for anybody in particular. But this is the first fight that I can truly say I'm rooting for Bud to win this fight. I just find it a real steep hill that Bud has to climb by moving up from basically 147 to 68 and fighting the best guy there. And I saw the struggle that he had with
But is he the best guy there? But is he the best guy there?
At 68 now, I say he is now.
He's the most definitely the best guy at 68. There's not a single.
I don't know because there was another guy there that he refused to fight. The other guy had to move up because he refused to fight.
He's moved up.
Benavidez is at 175 now, ain't he?
He's not at 68.
No, I said the other guy. That's what I said, Queen. The other guy had to move up because this guy for 3 years refused to fight.
Oh yeah, we know that. We know that.
He is the best guy at 68. He's the best guy at 68. That man is not at 68 anymore. Now, if he was
okay, hey, Free. But Free going down on September 13th if he's the best guy at 68. Oh, we'll find out then.
We'll find out.
I don't believe
right now he's the best guy at 68. Like I said, I'm rooting for Bud. I want Bud to win for 2 reasons. One, because he would be the first time we ever seen a 3-time undisputed champion in a 4-belt era. And for 2, because Canelo ducked David Benavidez. That's why I want Bud to win. Because I feel like this is the same thing he did when he fought Bivol. He took this fight because he said, okay, I can get a big bag and it's less risk for me to take fighting a smaller guy. So I like I said, I think I favor Canelo, but I'm rooting for Bud.
I think that the same applies though with Bud Crawford, because a lot of people had an issue with him moving up to 168 to challenge Canelo. I heard David Benavidez call him out, David Morrell called him out. A lot of these guys are not happy with the fact that you came up here to fight Canelo. You jumped the line basically, and I understand that Turkey has a lot to do with that as well. But it's still the simple facts that, are you really like that, or are you cherry picking? Even though it's Canelo, you know what I'm saying? Because you could have came up here if you really felt like you wanted to move up to 168 and got some real smoke, i.e. David Benavidez, the same nigga Canelo is ducking. If you wanted some real smoke to prove you really like that, you would have came up here to challenge him, but you didn't. You came up here to challenge Canelo at the latter part of his career.
But the thing is with Canelo though, you getting 2 wins with Canelo. Not only are you getting all of the belts.
Oh, I get that.
You're getting all of the belts and you getting a payday. With the other guys, it was
and the name too, free 3 and the name.
Yeah, and the name. But the other guys, it was just a fight.
And be honest, and let's be honest, y'all. David Benavidez beat shit out of Bud.
Yeah,
David Benavidez gave the rail to do it.
But how much credit? Okay, so then how much credit are we really giving him then for this fight? If he does win, how much credit are we really giving him?
Look,
I got to agree with Mr. Sheldon.
We give him credit for beating. Go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna say, Michelle, I agree with you. David Benavidez would mop the flow with Bud. He'll mop the flow with him. He'll mop the flow with Bud.
It's not advantageous. But you're at 68. You got the belts, and you ain't that big. I can beat you. I'm not fucking with them. I can beat you.
Yeah.
And let's not say free. At the tail end, that's Jab Queen. Let's not say the tail end of Canelo's career. Canelo 34, but 38.
But you know what I'm talking about, when he's not as spring.
Yeah, but
as he once was. Canelo's been in wars, bro. He's got like.
I hear you, but I don't want to hear that shit fights. But Bud is 38, so I'm 4 years older than you, so I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. I'm 4 years older.
Hold on. So, Bud, I will say this. I've thought about that, Mr. Sheldon. Like, you know how they try to use the Floyd Mayweather and the Manny Pacquiao situation to say that Floyd waited 5 years too long, even though he's older than Manny Pacquiao. They said Manny Pacquiao had been in more wars. Now, Canelo has how many fights, we say?
That argument makes no sense at all. That argument makes no sense at all.
I know, no. I'm just saying, you can put wear and tear on your body to the point where somebody older than you is in better shape than you. You can be older and be in better shape than a younger person.
Look at Layla. She looked better. She looked better than
if the young motherfucker feels he's not in shape, don't sign the contract. Don't sign the contract. I agree with that. I agree 100% with it. Hey, Layla Ali turned down at 15 million. So I don't want to give her any more. So I don't hear that shit.
Yeah, I don't want to give her any more credence. She decided to turn down the 15 million. I love Layla Ali. I think, she don't need the money. And I guess
hold on. Let me ask Jab Queen. Jab Queen, you're a woman. Let's be honest. What fucking sense did that fight make? That fight makes no sense.
No, it makes none.
None.
I'm 100% agree.
You 30 years old. You active. I'm 48. That had 2 kids and been chilling for 20 years. Why in the fuck would I fight you? Why?
I wouldn't. I would not.
Makes no sense. I'm not doing that.
Listen, I can go outside and run into a tree.
Yeah,
I can duck my head and run into a tree. You right. Hey, Mr. Sheldon, you can duck your head and run into a tree if you want to hurt yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's just as simple as that.
Hell yeah. Shit, I'm damn near 50. You supposed to whip my ass.
Yeah, I'm 53.
You really ain't shit. If you don't whip my ass, you really ain't shit.
Yeah, I'm 53. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man.
You 30 years old, an active champion, and you don't whoop my ass, you really ain't shit.
Yeah. You ain't proved nothing. But Clarissa Shields wanted that fight so bad.
Leave that old woman alone. You ain't proved a goddamn thing. But I get it. I get it. She can't make that kind of money with nobody else. There's nobody left.
Is that a black eye on the sport of women boxing or the way we support them? Or is it a black eye on the fame? I mean, what do y'all think?
I don't know what she. I mean, for her body type for her is what got her in a bad position.
No, I'm
She's
saying,
too
Michelle,
big
do
to
you
go
think
down
it's
to where the
bad?
smoke really is.
Do you
No,
think it's a black
no. It's
eye?
just no. Number one, you got to look at what women's boxing really is. Nobody
Yeah,
really wants to see two pretty women get in there and beat each other up. Nobody really wants to see that.
right.
But we respect it because of the work they put in, just like the men.
Yeah,
But in Carissa Shields' case, her body type has betrayed her because she's too big to go down to where the real competition is.
right.
And the real competition is too small to come up to fight her. So she's really in a no woman's lane. Nothing she can really
Yeah,
do.
yeah. You're right about that.
Yeah.
But you know, Layla is a beautiful woman. I don't want to see her get beat up. I don't.
I
Layla's
mean,
already rich. Why would I do that? I'm already rich. I don't need your money. I don't need that 15 million. Who knows what Ali left him?
they never gave her the 15 million.
Oh no, she just said she turned it down for free. She just turned it
No,
Yeah,
down.
she didn't want it no way. Free,
she
did you
didn't turn
actually
it
think
down.
Layla was going to take that fight? If they
No,
gave her
she
25
didn't.
million, you think she'd take it?
No, she didn't turn it down. What she said was,
Oh,
and
okay.
nobody paid attention to what she said. What she said was, give me 15 million, and I consider the fight. They never gave her 15 million to consider the fight. They just said,
Do you want
Listen to me.
let you
What she
finish?
actually
Free.
said was
15 million
15 to 20 million. They came in on the lower end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she said that was to
Free, listen.
consider the fight. They never gave her
With
the
30
money to
million.
consider it.
They could bring her 30 million. She's not going to do it.
She ain't gonna do it, Mr.
If they
Shelley.
give it to her, she's not going to do it. It makes no sense.
Hey, they can send her escrow and
It
they can
makes
send
no
half of the money.
sense, Free. It's
Yeah,
good to
it
talk
don't make no
about it,
sense.
but yeah,
No,
and she
I
still
agree.
won't do
ain't
it.
no
It
escrow.
doesn't make any sense.
The 15
No, I'm saying
no, the
I
15
agree with you,
million
Free.
is hers. It's hers. That's your
No.
that 15
I'm
million
saying
is yours.
they can send her half of the money up
Free,
front.
it doesn't
I think
matter.
she would take it out of her bank account and send it back.
No, y'all still thinking the 15 million is for the fight. It's not. The 15 million is for her to consider the fight. So you give her 15 million, she'll
And
consider
that's
Consider?
the
what I'm
fight.
telling you, Free. What I'm telling you is they can send her. They can send her 30 million. She's not
Yeah, it
gonna
wouldn't
do
matter.
it. It doesn't make
She
sense
ain't
for
gonna do it.
her.
I'm not saying she will. I'm saying they gotta send
Yeah.
her the 15 million. She can consider the fight. If she say no, that 15 million is still hers. That's just
She's
for her
not
to
gonna take
consider
the.
fight.
She's not gonna take the fight. She's not gonna take the fight. So it'd be a waste of money. I know what you're saying, Free. I know what you're saying. I ain't disagreeing with you. I'm saying she's not
Yeah,
gonna
I
take the
know
fight.
exactly what you're saying because she
Yeah,
knows
I
what
know
it
that.
is. It's
That
good
was
for
her
Yeah,
way of telling
this
them to
fight
get
is
your
good
bag
for
up.
Carissa.
That was Layla's way
It
of
does
telling them to get your
absolutely
bag up.
nothing for her. It does absolutely nothing for Layla. This fight's good for Carissa. It does nothing for Layla at all.
No,
she got plenty of
everybody
money.
already look at Layla Ali as one of the greatest women fighters of all time. They look at Carissa as one of the greatest women fighters of all time. Layla Ali is 47 years old. That's like
Right.
Floyd Mayweather coming back right now to fight Jerome Boots Ennis. It does nothing for Floyd Mayweather to beat Jerome Boots Ennis. It does
Nope.
everything for Jerome Boots Ennis to beat Floyd.
I agree. I just don't think that she should do it. I don't want to see it. I think she should keep on planting her grapes and fruits and everything else she's been doing and cooking channels. She's making money all kind of ways. Don't get back in the ring, Layla. It's over. Don't do that. I don't want to see it. I went back and looked at some of her
Another thing,
fights.
she has nothing to prove.
She don't. I went back and looked at some of her fights to see, like in her prime, that I think she could beat Clarissa. I went back and looked at a bunch of her fights recently just to see what my opinion would be. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't think, just my personal opinion, in her prime, and I'm a big Layla Ali fan, I don't think she beats Clarissa in her prime. I could be wrong. I don't know.
I think she hurts Carissa in
This
her
is
prime.
what I'm gonna say to end
Go
the
back and
argument from
watch
my
her
end.
fight,
That's all I'm
Free.
gonna say.
It just look.
This
Go
all I'm
ahead,
gonna say.
Michelle.
This all I'm gonna say. This all I'm gonna say to end the argument from my end.
Yeah.
17-0, 3 knockouts.
Yeah.
24-0, 21 knockouts.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing to
But
say.
I'm gonna tell you something, Michelle. I agree with that, but I'm gonna tell you something. Most of those knockouts was against real taxi cab drivers. And I'm gonna tell you why. Not taking nothing from her career, just for me talking to somebody that came from Layla Ali, from her era, and she's a trainer right now, and she was the first Puerto Rican women's world champion. Told me this. She said women boxing today is so much more advanced and they're so much better today. She said it's the competition level is different. You know what I'm saying? So
I agree.
That's what I'm looking at. I look at Layla Ali fights, and I don't see I don't see what I see in Clarissa. I don't see it.
I see, but see, this is the thing. This is the difference.
There's some real dogs out there now. You know what I'm saying? Albeit though the
for real.
shallow, it's some real dogs out there.
It is.
But here's the difference. You got somebody who's 6 feet that cuts from 200 down to 175, 168, and you got somebody that's 5'8" who's really comfortable at 160, 168. Layla's too big, too long, and too aggressive.
Let me ask you a question though.
I think you get
Danielle Perkins. Like we might take this for granted, but the Perkins girl is bigger than Layla, and I hate to say this, but man, listen, the Perkins girl could have been a champion in Layla Ali's time. I'm just saying that's where the competition level, you know what I'm saying, has jumped up.
I don't see it though, because the only women I've seen today that really can box that I've seen, Serrano, Katie Taylor.
They could have been champion any level.
That goddamn Chantel Cameron.
Yeah, Chantel.
That damn Bumgarner can box when she wants to, but she lazy. But she can box when she wants to.
She lazy.
That goddamn Michaela Mayer can box.
Yeah.
Big Mama, I'm talking about Cruz Desert. She's just a dog. She's a dog.
Yeah.
She come to get you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, she can get
it. Savannah Marshall can fucking box.
She can
Clarissa
box.
Shields beat her, but she can box.
Listen though.
And that goddamn,
do you think? Let me ask you a question.
What about the one that knocked Clarissa down? What about the one that knocked Clarissa down?
Oh, you talking about Hannah Gabriel?
What's her name?
A dog. Hannah Gabriel's a dog.
Do y'all think Shadeja Green has more power than Layla Ali?
No.
I wonder.
No. I don't know.
Because Shadeja got some real power. She got some real power.
But you know why? Because Shadeja is so slow. She's slow as molasses.
Yeah,
she looks like goddamn Joe Joyce. Hey. She fight like Joe Joyce. She's slow as molasses.
I ain't gonna say nothing bad about her. She came through and hollered at me, so I'm gonna keep it.
I don't know if she's slow. I don't know if I agree with that, but I will tell you she definitely has a gas tank issue.
Okay, yeah, she does have a gas.
Definitely. Let's be honest now. They put her in there with the girl, and she beat the girl, and she beat her soundly.
Yeah,
she beat Marshall soundly. I don't know what the fuck Marshall was crying about. Talking about it wasn't that. Yes, it was. The scorecards were right. You lost like that.
Yeah.
You did not look good in that fight, Marshall. You didn't.
Oh, what do y'all think about this?
CDK. Let me say this. Go ahead, bro. I saw the Savannah Marshall fight and I saw the Clarissa Shields fight. If Clarissa Shields fights Layla Ali like she fought Savannah Marshall, she's getting knocked out cold.
I don't think, Free, I'm gonna tell you something. I ain't lying to you. I just don't think, and I ain't disagreeing with you, bro. Like, that's your opinion. I gotta respect it. I just went back and watched a bunch of Layla fights. I don't see the talent. I think there's a gap in the talent level from back then to now. I truly believe the women today are better.
It might be a gap in the talent level, but see, the reason why I said that fight
is
because Clarissa Shields had a lot of animosity towards Savannah Marshall.
I see what you're saying.
And I think she would have that same animosity towards Layla Ali.
Yeah, you think she'd be fighting from an emotional place?
I see what you're saying.
Exactly.
I see what D3 is saying. So you think she'd be fighting from an emotional place?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I ain't looking at it like that, Free.
She fight that style of fighting, she's gonna get stopped by a Layla Ali.
Yeah.
But let me credit Free. She goes out there with a thinking cap on.
Sitting on her. She don't have that though. She think everybody's shitting on her. Nobody respects her. Everybody just out to get her. She got to get over.
Everybody hates her.
She got to get over herself.
In her mind, she do. I agree with that. Yeah, I ain't think about it
She
like that,
brings
Free,
a
but
lot
you
of
made a
that on
great point, Free.
herself. She brings a lot of that on herself, Clarissa. Like I've looked for so many reasons to like this girl, and I just can't find any. She's always talking nonsense. She want to fight Keith Thurman. She want to fight Jake Paul. She the best this and the best that. Like, if you really are that, let other people say it. You don't have to say it yourself. If you are what you say you are, the people will see it. You know what I'm
If you the
saying?
quote, listen, and I heard somebody say this the other day. Isaiah Thomas said something, man, that made sense and people didn't want to hear it. He said, no matter what you think about MJ, you don't hear MJ ever saying he's the GOAT. You can't get on there and start calling yourself the GOAT. Let the people say you the GOAT. Don't you say it. Let the people say
Exactly. Exactly.
And
see,
a lot of people, she got upset when people started calling Amanda Serrano the quote, and she tried to sue them and all this other kind.
it.
You can't
Yeah.
sue her because she didn't do it. It was the people.
right.
Right.
And see,
But
and this is the thing. Like I said, when it comes to Layla Ali, we got to remember who Layla Ali's father is. Ali
yeah,
was Ali was known for getting in people's heads before the fight. That's how he won
yeah,
the majority of his fight because he knew how
yeah,
to get in their head.
Yep.
And Layla
Yep.
Ali's going to play that same trick on a female like Carissa who lives with her emotions on her sleeves, and she's
yeah,
going
she
to
do.
get inside that girl head. And
Hey,
Carissa might have all of the skills in the world, but she's not going to be fighting with her skills. She's going to be fighting off emotions.
I agree with you, Free, on that. I got to go back and say that right there. If it plays out like that, Free, everything you saying makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
I would hope she
Free
would have
makes
enough
an
conversation.
amazing point because
Yeah,
she does. She walks around with her heart on her sleeve, and any little thing irritates her and puts her in her feelings. It's almost like she's not sure of herself. You know what I'm saying? For you to be this
Right.
world champion, you're still
She's trying
not
to
sure
make
of
people
yourself.
yeah,
That's a
believe what she
problem.
believes. She don't make you believe
But she
that she
don't
the
even
best.
believe it. Because if she really believed it, it would
Right,
illuminate
right.
off of her. It wouldn't come off as
It's
insecurity
just
and
like a
bitterness.
man
You know
that
what I'm saying?
you can speak to this CBK. It's just like when a man walk in the room. You can tell a
yeah.
confident man because he ain't got to say nothing. He walk in the room, he's
That's right.
do his thing. But the motherfucker that's
That's
in the
it.
room that's the loudest, always got something to say, yeah, go
Yep.
sit down somewhere, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real.
She's the
Yep.
loudest in the
Exactly.
room. She always got something to say, and usually the loudest person in the room is the weakest person.
Even at that fight, did
Usually,
y'all see her at the last fight? Oh my God, I was so annoyed every time the camera went on. We whooping y'all all night. All you could hear while they fighting is her damn voice. I'm like, if this girl don't sit down and shut up, you already in there with somebody else's husband. Sit down and be quiet.
did you hear Jab Queen? Did you hear what she said after the Serrano fight? Did you hear what her main complaint was?
No, what she say? I don't be paying
Her
attention to this
main
broad,
complaint
bro.
was I was in the building and they didn't put the camera on me one time. They're trying to ignore greatness.
Yeah.
What
I
I'm
don't like
saying,
that, and
you
I
see what
hate
I'm
the way
saying?
she doesn't uplift. Now I do have a problem with this with her. I don't feel like she uplifts the other women enough. I feel like I've watched her, and no matter how good of a fight Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor put on, she always tries to downplay the fight. I don't like that. I hate it. You know what I'm
I
saying?
I
She
think
got to
think what
stop that.
her
I
real
think it's
issue is.
because she's a 3-time undisputed champion. They shouldn't be making the same amount of money or more money than what she's making.
But hey, Free, you told me this.
Nobody
She had a
likes you
chance
though.
to
That's
go
the
over there.
difference.
This Free, you told
You
me
don't
this.
make the kind of
She had a
money.
chance to go to Jake Paul, right? Jake Paul
Yeah,
She did.
You
gave her
don't
an
She
make
did.
opportunity.
the kind of money. You don't kind of make the kind of money they make over there because nobody likes you.
yeah, but
Yeah,
she had that opportunity to be in the same
she had it.
position as Amanda Serrano, but she turned it down.
She turned
So
it
Jake
down.
Paul
Because
said, "Okay,
nobody likes you. Because you
And
don't
I
want
listen
to
to
mean,
get
this
but
along
let
though.
with
me tell you
nobody.
one thing.
You want to fight
I'm not gonna
everybody.
sit up here and say that I'm not, in agreement with that because an entrepreneur is an entrepreneur. If you feel that way,
Yeah,
I was a little disappointed because I'm like, damn, it's an opportunity for you to showcase whatever skills you think you have. You know what I'm saying?
right.
On a bigger stage, like your stage, you're cool. You alright. You know what I'm saying? But you're not Netflix. You feel me? So it's
Yeah,
like that's
yeah.
the opportunity for you to go over there and showcase your skills to get more eyes on you. So for that, I was like, damn, Clarissa, you could have really went over there, and I get it. You feel like you're a boss in your own right, of course. But let's play Big Bang take Little Bang. You know what I'm saying? Jake Paul could have really elevated you if that was your whole end goal, instead of being jealous and
But why
bitter.
would I
You
help
know what I'm
you?
saying?
But
Now
why
you
would I
think
help you, Jab Queen? You calling me a
Shadeja
fraud, a
Green
fake,
got
a phony,
Jake
a
Paul gave
bitch?
her
I want to
but
fight you. Why
$1,000
would I help you?
on top of
Why would I help
see,
you?
this was before all that. That came afterward when that
Mm-hmm.
whole thing came out because Jake Paul wanted to put her on the undercard, and she was like, "No, who are you for me to be on on your undercard. And that's how that whole thing came about.
Yep.
And so Jake Paul was trying to actually look out for him because he had millions of people watching him. He was like, hey, look, I'm trying to help you out.
And that's my point, Free. So after that, and that's my point. So after that, why the fuck would I help you now? You can call me all these names. I ain't helping you. Fuck you. Do it yourself. I ain't fucking with you. I don't need you. You need me. I don't need you.
Sometimes your pride can get in the way of a good opportunity.
Yep. Pride come before the fall. I'm telling you. But I mean that is exactly it. He wanted to help her showcase her talents. You know what I'm saying? Because Jake Paul, for all of his, boxing, whatever he got going on with that, you know what I'm saying? He is definitely amazing when it comes to promoting the women. Jake Paul is in charge of the girls, honey. I always think of Harlem Nights every time I think of Jake Paul. Are you in charge of the girl? Vera, I am in charge of the girls. Jake Paul is in charge of the girls.
Hey, look. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Hold on. Let's be honest. Where else was Serrano and Taylor gonna split 18 million? You tell me where else they was gonna do that.
Talk to him. Because yes, they definitely did. That event made millions on time. It made more than the men made the next night.
Yep. It tells you. Then that's unheard of. But Jake Paul doing a wonderful job with the women's boxing.
Yeah, he is. Yes, he is. Yes,
I got to give it to him. And Clarissa had that like Free did. Had the same opportunity.
You got to think about what Jake Paul did that night. What he did that night was something that has never been done for women fight. He had 7 title fights.
Yep.
7 title fights on an all-women's card. That has never happened.
That shit was fire. That was fire for sure.
It was.
And you want to be honest? You want me to be honest? You know what stole the show for me? You know what stole the show for me, Jab Queen? You know what stole the show for me?
What?
Was when that actress came in there and whooped Alicia Baumgartner's ass. I love it.
You got to stop this. I don't know what's going on.
I love that. You let this actress that came off of Netflix TV get in the ring.
That was my show too. I don't know if y'all watched. What was it?
I never seen it.
The Heist. It's The Heist. I love The Heist.
Yes, the Money Heist. Money Heist. The actress from Money Heist.
You know the movie?
Yeah, that was the actress. That was the chick.
Okay.
And she got in there and roughed your ass up. She roughed you up.
I told everybody before the fight. I said this girl can box. I don't know if she.
Yeah, you did.
But she can box. She went out
Alicia, there. And you talking about you want to fight? And you talking about you want to fight who? Girl, please.
I been said that when they said it the first time.
Girl, please.
No, she's gonna get stopped messing with Carissa Shields, and Carissa Shields don't stop people like that. But she gonna get stopped messing with Carissa.
Who?
I don't think
she gonna get stopped. She gonna get stopped messing with Katie Taylor. She gonna get stopped messing with Katie Taylor.
She's way too small for Clarissa.
Yeah, she gonna get stopped fucking with Katie Taylor.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think she can beat Amanda Serrano or Katie Taylor.
I don't know. I think she'll get stopped. I think she'll get stopped versus both of them. For one, she don't have the stamina to fight with those women. Both of those women go all out the entire fight. She don't have the stamina to do that. And they might not stop her early, but the later rounds is where her problem comes in at.
Man, her gas tank is terrible.
Let me ask y'all this. Y'all know Holly Holm just signed with MVP. You think she can beat Holly Holm?
I don't know.
I don't know. That'll be a good fight.
I don't know.
I like to see that. I like to see that. Yeah, I like to see that fight. I would like to see that.
Holly Holmes can fight too. She can fight too.
And Holly Holm been fighting for a minute.
But you heard what the youngin said. The youngin said she want to get in there with Alicia Baumgartner. I'm talking about
Dubois sister. You talking about Dubois sister?
Yeah,
she fight too. She can fight too now. She can fight.
Yeah. She wants to get in there with Alicia.
Yeah. Alicia Baumgartner has skills, but I think she looks for the one knockout punch all the time. She's always swinging for the fences, and I think it hurts her a lot because she's worried about what everybody thinks about what she's doing in the ring.
See,
that's a problem.
She looked too pretty. She was getting on my nerves fixing her little bra. Girl, ain't nothing in that bra. Ain't got
So,
tickets to church.
hey, with nothing, hey, Jab, when it was nothing in that, bro.
Ain't a damn thing in that, bro.
And that's
No,
the
what
thing that
happened?
I keep
What
saying.
happened, Jab? She kept wearing that leather shit. That leather shit kept slipping down. That's what was happening.
That's what I'm talking
That's what
about.
everybody keeps
Ain't
telling.
nothing
Hell,
They keep
wouldn't nothing but a, hey, Mr.
they keep
Shell,
telling
wouldn't
me
nothing but a cookie crumb was gonna fall out of them. That's it.
like they always ask me who you think is better, Alicia or Carissa. I said, man, I prefer Carissa. I like a woman that got some meat on her bones. I don't like a bony woman. I like my woman to be.
Yeah, Carissa.
I like them to be nice, like 140 pounds
Listen,
or more.
man.
Yeah,
Long
Carissa's a
as
nice
they can
looking
stay
woman.
somewhere under the 200-pound range
Look,
and more
I
than
like my steak.
130
I like
pound
my
range, I'm
steak with
good.
some meat on it, and I want my woman to have
Yeah.
some meat on it.
Now
As
let's
simple as
be
that.
honest. Let's be honest. Now Carissa's not a bad looking woman. It's her mouth that make her ugly.
That's it.
Her mouth makes her
I
ugly.
don't find. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, she talked too much.
Yeah.
Nobody look, Jab Queen. I'm gonna give you something from an older dude to a young woman. Nobody likes a woman who talks too much.
She
And
loves
she
talking.
talks entirely too much. She does. She talks too much. Nobody like that.
At some point, you need to know how to be a lady. The same way at some point a man needs to know how to be a man. At some point, a lady needs to know how to be a lady. It's all right to speak up for yourself, but when you go overboard, that's when people start looking at you. Okay, you starting to look more like one of these hood chicks instead of a young lady.
Bingo.
That's
Yeah.
it.
So
That's it.
Nobody likes a woman who talks too much. Don't talk so much. Keep your mouth shut sometimes. It's okay to be quiet. It's okay.
Prize. What up, Prize?
What up, though?
How you
what's going on,
doing, bro?
Brian?
I'm cooling. Salute, free Jab Queen. Who that? Uncle Shelton, CDK. Y'all know what
What's
it
up,
is.
pimp? How you doing, sir?
What's
What's
going
going on,
Cooling.
Press?
I'm cooling.
on? Hey, but I'm tripping
Yeah,
off.
we're
Jab
talking
Queen, she
about
kept
this
on
broad,
trying to
man. We're talking
straighten
about
up that
this broad talking too much, man. What you think about
Alicia
this broad that
Baumgartner.
talk too much?
As far as what, when it comes to like fighting, she be running her
Oh,
mouth. I
talking about
mean,
Clarissa. Who talked too much? Both of them talk. I ain't got
I'm talking
different
that's
about
what
opinions.
period. I'm talking about
that.
period.
Oh, I
Period.
don't
Point
know.
blank. Period. She just talked too
Yeah, I don't know
much.
what she does in her personal life, but you know what? And like if she in a relationship, I don't know if she does that. But as far as talking too much, I don't think a fighter can. As long as they fighting, I don't think you can't talk too much. Somebody got to promote you. So if that's her way of doing things, then you know. But I feel where y'all coming
Yeah.
from though. Like just come
Yeah.
on now. Like enough's enough. But she fights. She gets in fights. So you know, I ain't
And
mad at it.
I
I
never
don't need her running her
could
mouth at the house if that's what y'all talking about. That's different.
Yeah.
I
What is
never I
that?
never could agree with her calling herself the GOAT. I I'm right there with Jab Queen. The people is the one that's supposed to name you that.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to name. That's like LeBron James coming out saying, "Oh, it's no more Mike being the GOAT. I'm the GOAT now." No, you don't have that right to call yourself the GOAT. Yes, you did a lot in your career, but that's up to the fans to give you that title. That's not you.
Yeah.
You don't give yourself that title.
Yeah, we gave Clarissa Shield the quote.
She gave herself the GOAT.
I
She
thought I
started
heard
calling herself the GOAT first.
I
She
heard
said it
We
first,
somebody
didn't give
Brian.
her shit. She
I heard
made that shit
somebody
up. We didn't give
on
her
I
shit.
forget who it was. Was saying that before. Then Carissa started saying it after
No,
that.
listen. She started calling herself the
No.
GOAT, and then Brian, then I don't know if she trademarked or what, but she started calling herself the
Yeah,
GOAT.
then Champ
You know what I'm
side
saying?
starts calling her that. Yeah, but she called herself
Right. That's
that.
what it was.
And
F side started calling
to
that.
Free's point, when they asked Jordan who the greatest of all time was, he said, "Well, I can't say that because I got my game from Dr. J, who got his game from
Yeah.
Connie Hawkins. So who can we
Yeah.
say is the best? We can't. You
Yeah,
can't
it's
say that.
hard. You got to break it down in eras. You can't. It's hard to do that all the time. I mean, you can. It's fun to debate about it, but for real, like that's kind of hard to do. You got to break stuff
Yeah.
down in
And
eras.
I'm saying like with Clarissa, I don't have no problem with nobody having confidence. You're supposed to believe in yourself. But still, let people start to say it. Let people start to whisper it before you start hollering.
Yeah.
And she been
Well,
hollering.
you know, Clarissa has backed up everything. I
Was
Yes,
mean,
yeah.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
most
But
yeah.
think
definitely.
about
Salute to the
this.
family.
But think about this,
Most
Brian.
definitely.
Layla has backed up everything she ever said in the ring.
yeah, Layla,
You see what I'm saying?
47 years old. I'm not. I called her
No,
a
no.
duck.
I'm talking about the GOAT conversation. Like Layla went in there, was undefeated. So what I'm saying is you got to let people come out and say it for you. You don't have to say it yourself. If you who you say you are, people gonna believe in you, and they gonna say that's who you are.
Layla didn't fight Ann Wolf, so
No, but she still had how many fights, y'all? Say it again.
20,
What 20?
21.
she up
24,
there. Yeah, she up
24
there.
fights,
24.
21
How many cat?
knockouts.
Is she
Hey,
greater than Christy Martin?
how many
Yes, she
Yeah,
beat
escorts
Yes,
Christy
and bus
Martin.
drive? How
yeah,
many
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
because she's
escorts
not
and bus
Chrissy Martin
drivers
out.
did she
Hey,
fight?
because she's
She
not
knocked
Chrissy
Christy
Martin
Martin
out.
out.
So yes.
How
Yeah, she
many
knocked
So
her
yeah.
out.
escorts? How
Oh yeah,
many?
that's right. She did. Christy Martin was over the hill then, but nevertheless,
Yeah, but
It
you
doesn't
know,
matter. She
still,
signed a
What?
contract. It
How
doesn't
many
matter. She signed a
titles? How many
contract.
you're
titles
right.
and how
She
many
got that win.
how many
What'd you say?
unified
3?
champions did she beat? We got to start rolling down her resume. See, that's why
It
Clarissa is
wasn't no.
new to the
It
panel.
wasn't no
Hold on, let
such
me just
thing
say
as no unified champion
exactly.
20 years ago in women's
Ex-
boxing,
uh,
bro.
exactly. So that's why
There
Clarissa
was no
calling
such
herself the
thing.
GOAT is because
Dog.
she's
I
got the
don't mind her doing
accomplishments.
that.
it
I
wasn't.
don't
It
She's
mind
got
her
wasn't.
the
doing that.
Olympic,
It
she
Listen,
got
wasn't.
the Olympic gold medals and all that,
listen.
and she's
I
beat all
don't
the
mind
girls
her
in the
doing
best
that.
era of the sport.
We
It's
don't
This
never
is
mind
the
her
been
best
doing
over.
time
that.
of women's
But what we
boxing.
do mind, is you calling out a 48-year-old woman to fight. That
Yeah,
shit's
but the
Yeah.
ridiculous.
48 year mama popping at the mouth. She keeps talking about Clarissa. So it's okay for
No,
Larry
her to
no.
Holmes
say,
gives Larry
Hold
Holmes
on,
is still
y'all.
talking
Let's
to
get
these
back to
dudes
the
with
beginning.
buzz.
Let's get back to the
Larry
beginning, this
Holmes is
y'all.
still talking. So what do
Yeah,
fighters
but
do?
hey, Mr. Sheila,
Larry
you
Holmes
right.
still saying
Let's
these dudes is buzz.
let's keep it real, y'all. She came to Clarissa like
Yeah.
a friend or a big sister and said, "Hey, let's spar a little bit." Clarissa got mad and took that as an insult, and she was only trying to help her out and work with her because she looked at her like a little sister. You can't take everything and run with it. You can't. You got to be an adult sometime. Somebody say, "Hey, man, let's do a little sparring." Man, what? Who you think you is? You want to spar me? You think you better? No, you can't do that. You can't do that, man. I like
Yeah,
Clarissa. You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
you say
I
that's
see
I,
Floyd.
I
I see
understand your
Floyd talk.
perspective, but what they're saying is that you don't know if she could have been disingenuous because Clarissa,
No,
as the first and first person having the experience with Layla, she might have not have thought Layla was trying to put
they
her under
said
her wing.
Layla. They said
She might have been
Layla
trying to
talked
little
to
girl
her.
her. She might have been
Layla
trying to
said
stunt
she
her.
talked to her on a regular basis, B3, and they was friends. And she talked to her and looked at her like a little sister, and always gave her an advice. I always gave her advice. I believe Clarissa has been looking for a challenge, been looking for a name, because there's nobody, like we said earlier, she's at that higher weight class, can't come down and fight the Katie Taylors and the Mel Serrano of the world because they're too small. They can't meet in the middle. It's just
She
too
need a
much.
fight. I agree. She
So
needs a
you
fight.
understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying she's wrong. I'm just saying I believe there's a method to the madness what she's trying to do.
Like the same
And
way
and, and,
she
and
got
see
mad at
three,
some.
and
Nah,
you
that's a good
acting
point.
like
That's a good point, three.
Clarissa is making all these millions and millions of dollars. What
Mm.
does Clarissa Shields have that Layla ID really don't want? Layla worth 12 million by herself right now. So what does she
Right
have
now.
She
that
had that
Layla wants?
15 mil
And
for
yeah, an additional 15 prize, ain't that right? You'll stack
her.
She
15 on
didn't
12,
want it.
won't you?
It wasn't worth it to her though.
It's
Because
not,
who
and
knows
she
what her
want to do
daddy
her
left her.
gardens, and she wants to fix
Right.
her
Right,
garden
Yeah,
and
let
Brian.
be
her do
home.
that.
I don't have a problem with her doing that. Let her say that woman
Yeah,
47 years old.
You right,
So
Brian. You right, Brian.
exactly.
I'm not gonna trip
Exactly.
if they don't fight. I'm not gonna call Layla a duck. That lady,
It's-
47 years old. I know
Right,
people be
right.
No, we
coming back, but
no, we just seen two fighters roughly the same age. We just saw Mario Barrio fight a man that was 47 years old, and
Yeah,
everybody talked trash about the fight. And
sure did.
Mario Barrio is roughly the same age as Carissa, and Manny Pacquiao is roughly the same age as Layla Ali. People gonna talk trash about the fight.
I agree
man,
with you, Free, but when you look at it, Manny, when he was coming off a stoppage loss, he looked bad in that exhibition.
It don't
With
matter what
Layla,
fight you
Layla
talking
coming
about.
off a layoff, but like Mr. Shelton was saying, Layla's her record's pristine. She has a great name. She's never been blemished, never seen her beaten. So I mean, I think it is still some cachet in her fighting, but I'm with y'all. I don't want to see her fight.
And B3, think about this.
You going
Manny Pacquiao went out the ring
you gonna
as
be
long as
hyped.
Layla
You gonna
Ali.
be hyped to see Jerome
Yeah, it's
Buscemi
been
fight
18
Floyd
years.
Mayweather. You gonna
Yeah.
be hyped about that fight?
And Free, you got me Free because see, I grew up watching Floyd, so I wouldn't want to see Jerron beat him up.
Right.
With Layla, I didn't grow up watching Layla, so I'm like, all right, Clarissa, go ahead and beat her up. So I'm being biased. You right?
I'm
That's a
just
fact.
Yeah, I don't
saying.
want to see that. I watch
I don't
Layla.
want to see
I
it
don't want to
either.
see her get beat up.
Because think about it,
You know what I'm saying,
Layla
Brian?
last
And
fight was
Layla's
18
not that
years ago. I had
stupid.
to watch her on YouTube.
Yeah, and
Right.
Layla's, and the
We
thing
should beat
is,
up little
what's
Chrissy
pissing,
Martin.
what's pissing a lot of these youngsters off is this: Layla's not that stupid. Number one, and number two,
Nope.
the 15 million don't mean as much to her as it means to them.
Yep.
So I mean, and what you if you really think about it, what Carissa is doing is making Layla Ali relevant again. Layla Ali been out in the sport of boxing for like 20 years. She
Yeah.
making
Yep.
her relevant again.
Yeah.
She just went into the Hall of Fame. What was that, Free? She just went to the Hall of Fame last year? Was it last year she went in?
Last
Something
year
like
or
that. I
the
think it
year
was last year
before
or the year
last.
before.
Yeah, it was one of them.
Yeah, she
But
just went into
see,
the Hall of Fame. So she got nothing to
I mean,
prove. She has nothing to
Yeah.
prove.
now
And I
no,
hate to see the fight even.
because Layla hasn't come out and say she's not fighting Clarissa, and y'all telling me that she was trying to look out for put her under her wing, that makes me believe that it's all for promotion because y'all know in boxing you need other names to kind of go off, talk
Yeah.
trash to things of that nature to kind of build yourself up, kind of get the fan interested. So like y'all saying, if she don't have no intention on fighting, then they in cahoots.
They said they ain't cahoots together.
Yeah, they ain't
Well,
gonna
Clarissa,
Layla
fight.
ain't never had no intention on fighting that girl.
Clarissa don't have an opponent
Layla
right
ain't had
now.
no
She
intention on
doesn't.
fighting that girl.
She
Yeah,
Ever.
you're
might as well
right.
go fight that green girl. She
if
might as
she
well go ahead and do that.
if
Yep.
she really wanted to fight Layla Ali, she would have took the sparring matchup that Layla Ali asked her for.
Yep.
She
If she
needs
if she really
to.
wanted to fight Layla Ali, she could have said, okay, let's go ahead and spar, and then she could come out and say, I beat Layla Ali up in sparring.
It's really nothing
Look
for
what I do to him.
It's really nothing for Clarissa to do. Maybe fight Franchon Cruz Zern again, or fight the chick Green. Other than
No,
that,
Shadeja Green. Shadeja
yeah,
Green. That's the only
That's the
fight
only.
for
Yeah.
her.
yeah.
Shadeja Green. That's the
I
only
don't
fight
see
for her.
her. I don't
That
see.
wasn't
I don't
that.
see what else she could do for right now. She probably had to sit
Or,
back
wait
and
a
wait
minute.
for something.
Oh, we forgot. We forgot. Or she could fight Hannah Gabriel. She can fight Hannah
Yep.
Gabriel.
She can fight Hannah, but Hannah been inactive. I know we just seen Franchon last performance, Mrs. Show, but would you take Franchon fight?
I'd take that
Let
rematch. I wouldn't be mad at that.
that rematch happen.
I don't want to see that rematch.
Wasn't that
I would
Franchise's
love for her to
first
give Big
second
Mama
fight
a
when she
payday.
fought
It was
Clarissa?
the first fight, Pride. First fight,
Yes,
wasn't
I want to
Okay,
see.
for
Yeah,
real.
I would.
Yeah,
I mean,
I would love for her to
And I
give
feel like
Big
because
Mama a
Franchon
payday.
did
I
burn
would
that
love that.
before her way out free because Citalia
I mean,
Ortiz gave her all she could handle.
I wouldn't mind franchise crews getting the money, but I don't want to see the fight. I think it's a one sided fight. I don't think franchise Cruz is that good of a fighter. She's a dog, but she's not that good of a fighter.
it?
that's
Mm.
tough.
I ain't compared.
Yeah.
Well, with Clarissa, I mean, it's gonna be tough because she do got the win over Shadeja. So that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
Franchon
Yeah,
is.
Big Mama a
What's
dog.
that saying
She just
about
outdogged
Shadeja?
Shadeja though. She just
I think she
outdogged
got the win.
Shadeja. Shadeja
I think
wasn't
she got
ready.
the win over. I
Shadeja
think she got the.
overlooked her. Shadeja thought she was old, and Big Mama went in there and outdogged her. She just dogged her out.
Yeah. Yep.
I think
Yep.
she got the win over Sedasha. I think she got the win over Sedasha because of the bright lights. Sedasha has never
Yep.
been on that stage before. That was for a title fight. She's never been on that stage before, and franchise has been on that stage many times before.
And
So I think the
Shadeja
bright
said she
lights got
want
to
to fight.
Sedasha.
She want to fight again. They tried to get the fight. She told me they tried to get it again over and over. And Franchon would not give her another fight.
I mean, hey,
Franchon was calling out Clarissa Shields on Twitter or Instagram. So I'm
Shadeja
Oh,
been
thinking,
calling out too.
she called out Shadeja too. Or she called
yeah,
Yeah.
Shadeja out right after the fight. She said, it's
Yep.
yeah. I
crazy
Yep.
you
mean,
talking about Clarissa Shields and I'm the one that whooped your ass.
them
But
three got
Shadeja,
to.
hey,
Them
Mr.
three got
Champ,
to mix it up.
Shadeja said she can't get the fight with her, that they won't put a contract out. They've tried to get it. And then what she told me. She said, you know what I'm saying? She said they won't give her a fight. I don't know what's true or not. You know what I'm saying? That's what she said. You know, so I don't know. She said she want the fight with her. She
Somebody
want a
lying.
rematch. Somebody lying.
it's a,
Somebody
Somebody lying.
lying.
Yeah,
somebody
somebody
lying.
lying.
We
You know what
won't
I'm
know
saying?
unless we get both of them in the same room
We'll
and we
never
say,
know.
okay,
Yeah, that's it.
we get both of them in the same room and she can say, what? I offered you to fight. What are you talking about? Here go the contract. Here go the offer letter right there. I offered you to fight.
Yep. That's the
Now I
only way we're gonna
came
That's the only
know.
in.
way you're gonna find out.
Yeah, CDK, I apologize. I
Let
did come in late. I gotta ask y'all about Javante. Now,
We
are
got
they?
we spoke on it a little bit and just said, you know, we trying to
Now
stay
let me
out of his
ask. No,
personal
let me ask you
affairs, but we
this.
happy for him.
Just as far as have they spoke about him potentially coming back to boxing, or has there not been any like nobody's been talking about that just yet from
No,
what
No,
y'all been
I ain't
Tank
hearing?
heard
ain't
nothing
said
about it.
everything is
shit.
in
Tank ain't said
every
shit. He ain't said a damn thing.
No.
Tank.
Nobody heard nothing.
Tank
Okay.
Tank ain't gonna say nothing. Tank is just gonna get back in the gym. But
That's
Yeah.
it.
far as everything else, they're working on getting a date for the fight for the rematch.
That's
Yeah,
it.
because I'm wondering what's going on. We haven't heard no end of the year schedule for Top Rank or PBC, so it's gonna be interesting kind of to see what we get. You know what I'm saying for the end of the year.
Top Rank don't got no network, so
Yeah. Hey y'all, I don't mean to get out of here, but I gotta go to a parent teacher conference little thing with my son up here at the school, y'all. So I gotta get up here, make sure
All
he
right.
keep his hands to himself. He think he's a boxer at school, so I gotta go handle
Handle your
this.
business, man. Thank you for having us,
yeah,
bro. Thank you for
for
Man,
having
I
us.
sure.
appreciate
Always,
y'all,
bro.
bro.
All right,
Y'all,
Appreciate you,
I
fam.
see y'all. We're gonna be back again. I'm back at it.
All right, peace.
Jab Queen, you still there? Okay, y'all. Peace.
Peace.